Alright guys, welcome to the first pre-qualifying session of the WEC series for the 24 Hours of Le Mans. A little bit delayed, unfortunately, apologize for that, and we're still missing a few drivers, but we are about to start. 40 minutes race time, one mandatory pit stop, shouldn't be that much of an issue, and yeah, let's hope that we'll have some fun here. For those of you who are new to this channel and to this racing series, the pre-qualifying session is there to determine who's going to race the 24 Hours of Le Mans next week and who is not. There's one GTE team which will be sorted out after the two 40-minute long stints, and two Le Mans hypercar teams. The hypercar race should probably be streamed on the Twitch channel, which has the same name as this channel, which is Digital Endurance Series, just written together. And yeah, hello to Electric Gamer Racing, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy. And yeah, everyone seems to be ready, all are waiting now for the start of the session. As mentioned before, it will be 40 minutes long. Probably due to the lobby settings it will be changed to just a 10-lap race, due to the lap times being around 3 minutes 55, 54, something like this. We will reach more or less the 40-minute mark without any problems. Drift King should be in here. I'm gonna check in a second. Let's see the list, which is on Discord. I'm not sure, he's not listed, but there are a few teams who haven't mentioned which driver is going to start, so probably he's still checking where he's going to be taking part in. But because there are a few drivers missing, it is pretty much possible that he will race in this lobby. Yeah, no problem. Also apologizing for muting myself every now and then. I'm a little bit sick, and if you don't want to hear me coughing every time, you're probably gonna be thankful later on, because it doesn't sound really nice, and therefore I'm gonna save you from it. But it seems fine now, and let's hope I'm fine later on, because I still have to drive in about 1 hour. But let's see, I can't wait to see how everything's going in here. Got myself a cup of tea, got myself a bottle of water, so everything should be fine. There's another driver joining, as it seems. Let's go and check the menu. So I think Fire Devil will race for, yes, of course, for the HPSR racing team, New 400 racing team. You probably will know the team as former Karthalle Wittlich eSport team, but they changed their name, unfortunately, because the original karting center had to close down, which is pretty sad, but good to see that the team is still active. And yeah, a few new teams also in the lobby. For example, we have here JC Racing, which I know who I think took pole position in the qualifying session just before, just an hour ago, more or less. Tasex also new in this racing series from Pegasus Racing, and yeah, also a couple of no numbers. I think this is when has also taken part. DLL are still missing a few drivers, so we're probably just waiting for them. Knight Rider driving for RRC, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, I think Mighty Iggy, if I remember correctly, second place in the qualifying session. Tiny Stallion, I'm not sure where he qualified, but he's driving for Arik's team number 3. Pure Rob is not listed in here. He might be driving for... Yes, he's driving for MRL1, I think, because JZR is in this lobby, and our HXR4 driver should be Mighty Iggy. And yeah, that means we're only waiting for DLL, and yeah, after that the lobby is completed and we can start the 40-minute racing session. Alright, I'm gonna take a very short break. If the race starts, I'll be here, so that's 2 minutes of break and I'll be back immediately. Okay, I'm back. Still waiting for one driver. Should be joining in a minute. Sick Individuals also confirmed that he's just waiting for the instructions of the race organization so that we can start the 40-minute session. Yeah, electric camera racing, I can definitely understand you. I think it's pretty normal to be nervous, but endurance racing normally is fun. It's really, really exhausting, even though it's only sim racing, but you're really gonna feel exhausted, but it's also fun just finishing a race. I think our first endurance race, which was 24 hours long, I think we finished P10 and it was also okay. Yeah, 3 hours are really exhausting, but because we're driving Le Mans, there are many straights where you can just relax a little bit, and it is not as hard as, for example, driving 3 hours in Suzuka or at the Nürburgring, because there are a bit of things, some things happening, but there are many places where you can just relax. Kater der Wittlich, moin. Schön, dass ihr dabei seid. Willkommen im Stream. Auch für die deutschen Zuschauer, wir warten noch auf einen Fahrer aus einem Team. Sobald der drin ist, startet die Sitzung. 40 Minuten wird diese lang sein. Ein Pflichtboxenstopp, der nicht in der letzten Runde durchgeführt werden darf. Und der jeweils letzte aus der Klasse wird aus dem Rennen ausgeschlossen, leider. Im Falle der LMH-Klasse sind es sogar 2 Fahrzeuge. Wir fokussieren uns auf die GTE. Second Individuals bestätigt gerade, dass wir starten. Back to English. Second Individuals just confirmed that we will be starting. Countdown is running down. And therefore, yeah, let's have fun. Really sorry for DLL that nobody showed up, but yeah, let's focus on racing. Alright, let's keep an eye on Mighty Iggy, and 3 lights are on, and the race is on the way, and Mighty Iggy with a normal start, no abnormals whatsoever, everything seems clean. We have a good lobby, once in a while, that's good to see. Everyone separated pretty even. The AMG Mercedes catching up quite quickly, both AMGs. After the McLaren of Knight Rider, Taser in 5th position. Tiny Stallion in 6th, Sven in 7th, and HPSR Fire Devil in 8th place. Yeah, now there's the fun thing about Le Mans, which is starting now, the slipstream battle. It's such a tactical race where you have to decide if you want to overtake or stay behind, save fuel, brake a little bit earlier to save the tires. Not specifically for the sprint race, but for the 3 hour stints later on it will be very, very effective, probably. So, overtaking attempt for first place, but Mighty Iggy defending here, doing a brilliant job doing so. But there's another straight coming up, and as we've seen in the qualifying sessions before, the AMG is a fast car in a straight line, and there's not only one AMG, there are 2 AMGs right behind each other. The red one already flashing up the lights, trying to overtake the JZR car. Next chicane is on the left hand side, just behind the 100-meter mark. Late braking, and there's an overtaking attempt, but good defensive work by the JZR pilot, and keeping 2nd place, the McLaren trying to overtake. We're gonna have a look further back to see what's going on there, but it's a really interesting battle just after like 7 corners. Sven Engelhardt, das war einer der DLL-Fahrer. Der Name wurde, glaube ich, nicht offiziell gelistet. Müsste ich gleich nochmal auf Discord nachschauen. Der hat allerdings dann leider gefehlt und ist bis jetzt leider auch nicht beigetreten. Alright, let's see what's going on behind. So, Tiny Stallion just lurking a little bit, keeping his own business, staying there in 5th position. Thereafter we have the Lamborghini of This Is Sven. Fire Devil climbed a position in 7th. Remember, HPSR had been banned from the qualifying session, but they are definitely willing to show that they have pace now, and trying to push now as good as they can. And in 8th position, the Pegasus Honda of Taser X with half a second penalty. Not that much of a drama, half a second is something that you can compensate on, but he will definitely lose the slipstream. Well, he has already lost the slipstream, but the session is long. The Honda NHX, really strong car around here, so let's see how this will end up later on. So in 1st place, Mighty Iggy. pulling up a gap, doing a really good job. Pure Rob climbed up meanwhile to second place. Flipsy, ich bin mir nicht sicher, die Diskussion hatten wir sogar schon mal. Es kann sein, dass ihr, wenn da wahrscheinlich innerhalb der Lobby nach hinten gesetzt werdet, müsst nochmal abgesprochen werden. Wir hatten eine ähnliche Situation erfasst. Bleibt erstmal abzuwarten. So, Pure Rob in second position, Gammeltoes third, Tiny Scene in fourth, and Knight Rider doing his mandatory pit stop already after one lap, which is perfectly fine. Therefore he avoids traffic, which is a smart tactical solution probably, but he will crucially lose the slipstream, which could be important later on, because he will not be as fast in a straight line as other cars. Pure Rob keeping a good distance now to the blue AMG of JCR. Tynestinian also doing a great job, fourth place. Sven now crucially with half a second penalty as well. Might have taken me to the final sector because we didn't see it. And Fire Devil already in sixth place. And Taser Rex also not so far behind, only 3 seconds to a really fast 4GT. If I remember correctly, it's still one of the strongest cars in a straight line. Okay, now he has slipstream, so it's difficult to compare it to a clean air performance, but really fast car 4GT. Now it's important to hit the braking point correctly, which he did. Perfect job. Good exit around the out of the first chicane. And the Lamborghini, which is also a fast car in a straight line, having difficulties to escape from the 4GT, but that's perfectly normal. As just mentioned, the 4GT awesomely quick in the straight line, and will now try to overtake, getting the inside line. Very good positioning, but still the move not completed. But now I think the pass is done. Great job by Fire Devil, climbing up to 5th position. Let's not forget Knight Rider, who made his pit stop, now 19 seconds behind Taser X. But, of course, everyone ahead of him will have to do a pit stop later on. Mighty Iggy lost out a little bit. The AMGs closed the gap a little bit, but still too far away, and they both are busy with themselves. There's a guy entering the lobby. Let's hope that he leaves immediately, because I don't think that he's part of the league. Overtaking attempt now completed by the JCR car and another position change. Ja, gibt noch einen anderen Stream, glaube ich. Nämlich auf Twitch müsste, glaube ich, die LMH-Lobby, glaube ich, gerade gestreamt werden. Beim dritten Stream bin ich mir gerade nicht sicher. Es kann auch sein, dass der parallel auf dem Kanal hier läuft. 3 Lobbys sind es ja insgesamt. 2 GTE-Lobbys, eine LMH-Lobby. Alright, let's move through the field once again. Tiny and Stenian in 4th place, Fire Devil in 5th, 7 seconds to the car ahead. Sven keeping up with the Ford in front. Taser X also closed down the gap a little bit, and Knight Rider in 8th position at the moment. Still to have his pit stop. Still has to do his pit stop. Yep, thank you, Flipsy. Mighty Iggy opening now lap number 3, still in front, 1.5 seconds in front of Gamertoes, who opened up a gap of 1 second to Pure Rob. Great lap times, by the way, 3:56 by all cars. Great job. Cars behind now, yeah, reaching start-finish straight. Sven losing now out a little bit. Maybe made a mistake in the final chicane. Because up to this point he was 1 second close to the car ahead, which we have here. And the gap to P1 is also decreasing, only 1.2 seconds left, but Gammeltoast has a 1 second penalty and this will cost him dearly. He will definitely lose maybe about 2 seconds, even though he's now increasing his lap time. 3:54.4 with fuel is a really strong time, but the purple time will definitely be destroyed when he has to serve his penalty, which is out of the Anarch corner. I think 30 corners ahead, just on the other side of the track. Alright, maybe we're gonna have a battle up ahead for first place, but remember there's a 1 second penalty and I think it's gonna be furthermore a battle for third place. Oh, there's been a crash by Gammeltoast, he's also damaged! Streamer curse! Let's move away, sorry for that, that was not on purpose. Sorry. I think he lost the car there at the Anarch corner, really easy to do so. But he has to do his pit stop, so it should be okay. He can repair damage and just continue onwards. Yeah, he lost about 10 seconds, but he still is really well positioned, and the guys around him also have to do their pit stop, and after that there's still another 40-minute stint, so it should be okay. But he will most probably enter the pits now to repair his damage as soon as possible. Yes, and that's exactly what he does. This also means that Fire Devil climbs up to 4th place. Just in this moment, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yeah. Taking a huge chunk off the curb. A great sound by both cars, by the Lamborghini and also by the Ford GT. Oh, and there's another mistake by Taser! What's happening here? It's not even raining, guys! And I think he probably went over the curb in the first chicane. Made a mistake there. But Knight Rider now only is 3.5 seconds away. No, 3 seconds, 2.8, 2.5, 2 seconds. What's happening there? Oh, he slowed down. Why did he slow down? There's no penalty zone. Oh, maybe technical problems? Yes, the next run will probably also be done on this channel, but I will not be streaming it because I have to drive myself. My team colleague is driving now in the parallel GTE split, and yeah, I will take over his car after the first 40 minutes have passed, so I'm just doing this stream, and I'm just gonna have a look who's streaming later on. I had the list just up ahead, but meanwhile we can have a look what the rest of the field is doing. Gammeltoes now exiting the pits. At the moment in last place, but remember, except of Knight Rider, everyone has to do their mandatory pit stop. Also Taser X, who mysteriously just went off the throttle at the start-finish straight and let Knight Rider pass. He didn't have to do so. They were fighting for position. It was all okay. Yeah, Mighty Iggy still comfortably in first place. Okay, he has a half a second penalty, but it won't affect him too much. Pure Rob in P2, Tiny Steen in third place, Fire Devil now in fourth place, Sven P5, Knight Rider P6, Taser X P7, Gammeltoast P8, and unfortunately DLL missing out on this stint. Yeah, we're still awaiting on confirmation what's gonna happen. But that decision has to be taken by the stewards later on, because there was one driver missing. Maybe there was a miscommunication. Let's hope that it is just something like this. So, 25 minutes left. Hi Niklas, grüß dich, willkommen im Stream. Ja, Nürburgring Picks, welcome to the stream, and yeah, supporting probably his teammate in P7 at the moment in the Honda NSX, who now has to serve its penalty. So let's see where they end up. At the moment they are not in last position, and also they still have another stint. Pretty interesting to see where Knight Rider will be positioned, if the guys ahead will take their pit stops. But everyone's still staying out. Alright, the second split will be streamed by Philo. We're waiting there for confirmation. Top Racer is confirmed for Lobby 1, and the third lobby will be streamed by R-Player. R-Player probably streaming on his own channel, but it's also possible that he streams on the same channel. Well, I'm streaming from the official Digital Endurance Series stream here on YouTube. The gaps between the cars now increasing a little bit. Knight Rider now only 9 seconds behind Sven. Pegasus Esport, welcome to the stream. Great to see you here taking part on the 24-hour race of the Digital Endurance Series. Always great to see new teams. Yeah, currently the car is still positioned in P7, but they still have to do their mandatory pit stop. But let's not forget there's one team missing and we have another split, so yeah, keep your head up high. Oh, half a second penalty. Really easy to get a penalty on this track. Haven't mentioned that yet. Really easy. There are many places where you can overstep the track limits. But let's see how it's ended up. Distar, willkommen im Stream. Hier nochmal euer Auto, aktuell auf dem 8. Platz. Hat allerdings schon seinen Pflichtboxenstopp gemacht, wird also nachher nochmal ein bisschen nach vorne wandern, denke ich mal. Sehr starkes Qualifying übrigens von euch. Sehr starkes Qualifying, was ihr da gefahren habt. Yeah, let's go back to the front. 6.5 seconds now the lead that Mighty Iggy has to Pure Up. And there are a few people taking the pit stops, I think. No. I just thought so. Okay, Pegasus Racing Team entering the pit now, doing their mandatory pit stop. Fire Devil still in 4th place. Oh, this seems to be an yeah, I think he exceeded the track limits. Yes, half a second penalty. That's one of the typical spots to easily get a penalty, just getting a little bit wide out of the Ted Rouge corner. And Knight Rider catching up, and yeah, really good job by the driver of RRC3. I think that's the team that he's part of. Yes, he is. So Taser already exiting the pits. Now in P8, but there are still people to have to make their pit stop. HPSR, welcome to the channel. Auch euch nochmal willkommen hier bei uns auf dem Kanal. Bei der Digital Endurance Series, kurz DES, beim 24-Stunden-Rennen von Le Mans, beim Pre-Qualifying. Auch für euch nochmal hier euer wunderschönes Fahrzeug, der Ford GT aus dem Jahre 2000. Ne, das ist der Lambo, 15. 16 ist er gefahren, irgendwie steht hier aber 2017 in Gran Turismo, warum auch immer. Just for confirmation, what was the reason that you got the qualifying ban? Because it wasn't published, and it's just interesting to know. On the other hand, good to see that you are doing a good job here in the race, and yeah, it does look good for you. I think it's pretty safe to say that you are going to qualify. P4. Just as you wish, no problem. Gap to the car behind 3 seconds, to the guy ahead 13.2. Yeah, it's looking good at the moment for HPSR. Yeah, also because Sven got a penalty, half a second, not that much, but yeah. We have to exclude Knight Rider of this equation because he will soon pass those guys ahead because he already did his pit stop, and everyone ahead of him still has to enter the pit lane. You lose about probably, I would say 30 seconds, something like this in the pits. So he could come out in P2. I think P3 should be pretty safe later on. Ja, ich gehe mal davon aus, die Abstände werden nachher reported. Unser Team weiß schon Bescheid, ich denke mal, die anderen werden auch Bescheid wissen. Wurde ja, denke ich, von der Ligaleitung doch ein paar Mal kommuniziert. Vermute ich jetzt mal. Haben wir auf dem Schirm. Okay, Europe still 8 seconds behind, but putting one consistent lap after one consistent lap, doing a great job. But we'll have to enter the pits now due to lack of fuel. Mighty Iggy could probably do one more lap. It's gonna be interesting to see if he will risk it or if he enters the pits now and refuels a bit. Yeah, Taser X will be good to the end, till the end. Camel Toast as well will also climb up a few positions and doing great lap times, 3:54.362, fastest lap of the entire session. Ja, ich fahre gleich. Die Lobby steht noch nicht fest. Das hängt jetzt von den Positionierungen gleich ab. Die hosts, the hosts for the next stints should be aka Jaybird, RRC Comrades, and Shishiman. The list is published on Discord on the WEC chat channel, and the screenshot has been posted at 15 past 10. UTC +2, so European Standard Time. And the message has been sent by Jacobo 837. If anyone of you wants to have a look, who's the host, who's streaming, there it is. That could still be a close story. Sven and HPSR now 2.5 seconds apart. Remember, Fire Devil has been ahead of Sven before the pit stops. And here's the reason why, because Fire Devil changed tires. Meanwhile, this is when continued on his previous set of tires, which is allowed. You don't have to change tires, you just have to do one pit stop, which is to avoid someone opening an 11th lap to calculate the gaps a little bit better and easier. And as expected, Gammeltoast 7-4, back in 5th place after his mandatory pit stop and after his minor mistake exiting entering the Anarch corner. Purop has been overtaken by Knight Rider, who made the brave decision to enter the pit lane after lap 1. Tiny Senior will have to do his pit stop after the end of this lap. And Mighty Iggy as well. Yeah, the gap is staying consistent at around 2 seconds, plus minus 2/10, something like this. Gammeltoast around, yeah, in the middle of nowhere, if you want to find like this, which should be pretty fine by him, because it means that he has a really safe position, 20 seconds ahead of the next car. And Mighty Iggy entering the pit lane. 25 seconds now the gap to Tiny Stallion. Knight Rider 38 seconds behind. But I'm guessing that Mighty Iggy will exit the pit lane in 1st place. Or probably he won't, because Tiny Stallion is doing one more lap. It's gonna be really close with this wheel. Let's hope that he knows what he does. Yeah, Mighty Iggy did not change tires, but he stayed ahead of Knight Rider. So we have Tiny Steely now in the lead, but remember, he will have to enter the pit lane after the end of this lap. So, Split 1 has finished already. Oh, but I said the first lobby has already finished, so now everyone is waiting on us. Just quick reminder, we had to start a little bit later because we were missing one driver, which unfortunately did not show up at the end, and yeah, therefore we're only 8 drivers. Normally we would have 9 drivers in the lobby, but it is what it is, unfortunately. But let's see how it looks in the next stint. Alright, so Tiny Senior now entering the pits at the last possible opportunity. I think everyone else made their pit stop. Yeah, it's looking good. So and Mighty Iggy now 7 seconds ahead of the car behind, which is Knight Rider in a Ferrari. So great strategic call. Yeah, Electric Gamma, welcome back. We're still like 3 minutes behind finishing the race. Yeah, the gap is decreasing, but Gambletos has half a second penalty. So Mighty Iggy should be pretty safe. Let's see if he will take some speed off or if he opens another lap. So let's see if there's going to be an attack, but it seems that there's not going to be one. Yeah, now he unfortunately has to serve his penalty, which is really unfortunate because it was a great battle, but I think they will finish in the current positions, both drivers. Let's move ahead because Mighty Iggy is reaching the finish line in a couple of moments. Great job by the team. Oh, 1 second penalty. Let's hope that he's taking some speed off out of the start-finish straight, but I think he's gonna open an 11th lap. Yes, he is. And Knight Rider also opening an 11th lap, which means that Purop will be the first one to finish his stint. Let's keep a look on the gap. Really pretty much 20 seconds. Gamatos, congratulations him as well, almost closed the gap back again, 20.629 seconds. Tiny Steen, the next driver to reach the finish line, 32.924 seconds. Fire Devil will be next in line in 6th place. Current gap is 55 point... yeah, let's see when he reaches start-finish line. Great job by him, starting from last place and climbing up to 6th position. Yeah, 56.465 seconds. 1 minute by This Is Sven. Next driver to reach the start-finish line will be Taser X, which will take one more moment, so we will focus once more on those two drivers, which could still be pretty close. Yeah, 20.007. Those gaps will stay, which is a good reference if you want to send in your gaps. Gonna move through the field so that everyone gets a look. You can rewind it on YouTube if you want, so that you know that you know exactly what to put in the gap channel. So congratulations to Taser X, 2 minutes and 21 seconds is the gap to P1. Yeah, 2 minutes 21. Meanwhile, the guys on Discord are already entering their gaps from the parallel stints. Yeah, Mighty Iggy will serve his penalty now, but it shouldn't affect his racing position. He should be fine. And it seems that the time has finished. He had 8 seconds ahead of Knight Rider. Yeah, that was the reason why we initially planned everyone to finish after 10 laps, but let's keep an eye on the result. Yeah, his Sean is still running, which is not ideal. Let's hope that we can compare the gaps later on via the stream. Yeah, and this is it. Next up is the second stint. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry for muting myself every once in a while, but I think it's still better than coughing every time while on stream and talking, which doesn't sound so great. So, hope you guys enjoyed the stream, enjoyed the result, and yeah, support the channel, and hopefully we'll see you later in the second stint.